This is Optimal Health Daily, episode 1979. How to add eccentric training to your workouts and why you should, by Eric Leah of ericleah.com. And I'm Dr. Neil, your host and narrator. Hey there, welcome back to Optimal Health Daily, or OHD, where I read to you from some of the best blogs covering health, fitness, nutrition, and lots more. I'm going to keep this intro nice and short, so let's get right to another post and continue optimizing your life. How to add eccentric training to your workouts and why you should, by Eric Leah of ericleah.com. Getting in a heavy session is great, to understate the obvious. Whether it's kettlebells, heavy sandbags, standard barbell training, and so on, all forms of heavy weight training are excellent for putting on gains. However, if you're not heavy lifting using a specific form of training called eccentric training, you're likely missing out on some serious strength gains. Here, we'll dive into what eccentric training is and how you can incorporate it into your sessions. What is eccentric training? To understand how and why eccentric training works, we'll need to have a quick muscle physiology lesson. Our muscles perform three different types of actions: concentric contractions, isometric holds, and eccentric lengthening. A concentric contraction is when your muscles contract or shorten during a movement. This is what is happening in your glutes when you push up from a squat to standing position. Isometric action is when your muscle fibers are still under a load, such as when you're in a plank position or a wall squat. And finally, eccentric muscle action is the lengthening or lowering phase of a movement or lift. This is what's happening when you lower a dumbbell after doing a curl, for example. Eccentric training, as you may have now guessed, is training that focuses on the eccentric phase of your lifts or movements. This may seem odd or counterintuitive, since for decades, mainstream workouts and gym culture have focused heavily on the contraction phase of lifts. However, eccentric training has actually been shown in studies to be more effective at increasing muscle mass than concentric training. Benefits of eccentric training. Increasing muscle mass isn't the only thing eccentric training has up its sleeves, though. Other research shows it's more effective for improving power and speed performance when compared to standard resistance training as well. The reason we see these results with eccentric training is because during this movement, your muscles are under more force than they are during a concentric movement. When your muscles are under more force, more muscle fibers are recruited, which leads to more strength and size gains. Not to mention, this extra force also increases energy and oxygen usage by your body, which is great for fat loss. In fact, one study found that a full body eccentric workout increased the resting metabolism in athletes by 9%, and for no less than 3 hours following the exercise. If you're involved in any type of sport, eccentric training is also a priceless way to improve agility and speed. The lowering phase of lifts mimics the deceleration and directional change movements often performed in sports. The stronger your eccentric phase, the more efficiently you'll be able to rapidly stop, change direction, and spring back into action. How to incorporate eccentric training into your sessions. Adding in eccentric training to your current regimen isn't difficult. Keep these tips in mind and try to focus on lowering movements a few times per week. 1. Reduce your tempo. The easiest way to add in eccentric movements is to focus on doing them during your standard training sessions. All you have to do is focus on extending the lowering phase of your movements by 3 to 5 seconds each. This means if you're doing a squat, slow down as you lower into the bottom of it. Count to 6. Then, push up and out of the squat at your normal pace. 2. Start with simple moves. Since you're still getting used to eccentric movements, it's best to stick with the basic moves to start. Think squats, push-ups, and overhead presses. And 3, reduce the weight if you need to. Because of the increased force on your muscles, you may notice that you won't be able to get in as many reps when you're going low and slow. This isn't a problem. Simply lower the weight enough so that you can maintain form and work up from there. This might feel like a setback, but remember, you're actually improving on a weakness. Finally, keep in mind that delayed onset muscle soreness is usually worse after eccentric training sessions. This is simply because you're lighting up more muscle fibers, which naturally leads to more soreness. Make sure to consume enough water, magnesium, incorporate stretching and mobility work, and even consider Epsom salt baths if you can. The bottom line: studies show eccentric training is more effective at increasing strength and muscle growth. Eccentric workouts also boost metabolism more than traditional strength workouts. Eccentric training can also improve agility. And you can add eccentric movements into your routine by adding 3 to 6 extra seconds into your lowering phase. You just listened to the post titled, How to Add Eccentric Training to Your Workouts and Why You Should, by Eric Leah of ericleah.com. I make sure to vet each OHD article to ensure that you're getting the right answers. Well, I also want to make sure that you're getting the right doctor for when you need to go in for a visit. Introducing ZocDoc. ZocDoc is an easy-to-use, free app that shows you doctors and specialists who are patient-reviewed, take your insurance, and are available when you need them. Whether you're looking for a checkup, trying to straighten those teeth, fix an achy back, or anything in between. Every month, millions of people use ZocDoc, including me. It's my go-to whenever I need to find and book a quality doctor. And I really love ZocDoc because you can book appointments in person or remotely, whatever's best for your busy schedule. Then once you're done, you can leave a review of your own. Go to ZocDoc.com/OHD and download the ZocDoc app for free. Then start your search for a top-rated doctor today. Many are available within 24 hours. That's ZocDoc.com/OHD. ZocDoc.com/OHD. Dr. Neil here for my commentary. Now, does this mean that we should completely stop performing concentric movements? You know, the movements we've been doing, and every single workout should involve set after set of only eccentric movements? No. As today's author, Eric, mentioned, just add them into your workouts. There's no need to start over and only use eccentric training. Instead, pepper it in here and there. And as Eric said, maybe start with those exercises you're already familiar with, like squats and push-ups. The great thing about starting with just your body weight instead of barbells and dumbbells is, even though it may not seem like it in the moment, you will still find and feel the effects of all of that hard work the next day. So definitely take it slowly at first. You may not feel it immediately, but you'll definitely feel it the next day. All right, that'll do it for me for today. I hope you have a great rest of your Thursday, and I'll see you back here tomorrow for the Friday Q&A, where your optimal life awaits.